The story begins with Hiroi, the most popular girl in class. She was admired by everyone, often called the class muse. And for one boy in particular, it was a love at first sight. His feelings became too overwhelming to keep inside. Without fully realizing it, with his heart pounding, he placed a love letter in her locker. It was the only way he could express what he felt. But his romantic gesture ended in immediate defeat. The next day, he was rejected, not by Hiroi herself, but by her friend. With a serious expression and the letter in hand, she called him over. She explained that Hiroi was very uncomfortable with such situations. Heartbroken, Tsunaki stayed behind in the empty classroom. He told himself he had expected this outcome. After all, she was the class muse, the girl admired by everyone, and he was just a bench warmer on the baseball team, insignificant, invisible. Even so, the rejection still cut deep. As he looked outside, he caught a glimpse of Hiroi passing by with her friends. His heart ached, and only one name echoed in his mind: Hiroi. Suddenly, Hiroi's friend returned. She slammed her hand on his desk and demanded to know why he hadn't given up. She called him pathetic and told him to stop looking at her friend with those teary eyes. All Tsunaki could do was quietly respond. "I understand," he said, calling her by name. Ikizono. He began gathering his things to leave, promising he wouldn't bother Hiroi again. But to his surprise, Ikizono called out to him again and told him to wait. She criticized his approach, saying that sending a love letter was too delicate. "If you really wanted to win a girl over," she said, "you should have been bolder, like a real man." Tsunaki, shocked, replied, "If I'd done that, I'd have been arrested." He tried to defend himself, explaining how much thought and effort he had put into writing that letter. Then came the truth. Hiroi didn't even read it. Ikizono said coldly, "You were rejected without a second thought. The sooner you accept that, the easier it'll be to move on." What followed was brutal. She started listing everything she thought was wrong with him: his hair, his clothes, even his height. She mocked how he always told the same stories, pointed out his low grades, his messy desk, his loud voice, how awkward he was around girls, even how he held his chopsticks. The list of flaws was endless. Tsunaki could only sit there, frozen. Then Ikizono suddenly paused, as if she had forgotten what they were even talking about. She awkwardly smiled and concluded, "So yeah, it's only natural that you got rejected. Don't take it personally." That was the last straw. Tsunaki broke down, shouting in frustration, "Why did you have to go that far?" Ikizono looked surprised. "I was just trying to cheer you up," she argued. She even added his outburst to her list of flaws. Then, more quietly, she admitted she only got involved because she felt responsible. Tsunaki wiped his eyes and took a deep breath. "It's not just about the letter," he said. "She didn't have to send someone else to reject me. If she didn't like me, she could have just told me herself." Ikizono sighed, clearly annoyed by his tears, but then her expression shifted. She seemed to have an idea. "If you're that upset, then surpass Hiroi," she said, pointing at him. "Make her regret rejecting you." Tsunaki blinked. "What?" "Make her wish she'd accepted that letter," she said confidently. "You're on the baseball team, right? Hiroi likes athletes. Show her how cool you can be on the field." Tsunaki hesitated. "I'm just a bench warmer, and doing all this out of revenge? That's just..." Ikizono cut him off. "If you keep thinking like that, you'll stay exactly where you are, beneath notice." She turned to leave, but added one last blow. "Hiroi didn't even think you were worth rejecting properly." That hit harder than anything. From that moment, something inside Tsunaki shifted. He started training with a level of determination and fury no one had ever seen before. His teammates were stunned. The boy who used to slack off now trained in the rain, ran extra laps, practiced tirelessly. One teammate whispered, "It's like he's got someone he needs to take revenge on." He trained so hard, he broke the practice balls. Eventually, even the coach took notice. Slowly, Tsunaki began shining during games, scoring runs, making critical plays. His team began to see him as a real asset. Unbeknownst to him, someone had been watching from behind the fence. Ikizono. Then came the big game. Tsunaki stepped up. With everything he had, he swung and made the perfect hit. The crowd went wild. In the stands, Hiroi herself stood and cheered, clearly impressed. Beside her, Ikizono froze in shock, unable to believe what she was seeing. Tsunaki's hit won the game. His teammates lifted him up, congratulating him like a hero. The captain talked excitedly about taking revenge in next year's championship. Tsunaki nodded, thanking them. But in his heart, he knew the revenge he wanted had already happened. Sometime after the game, Ikizono appeared before him with a smile. She handed him a letter. "It's from Hiroi," she said. "Don't get excited. It's more of a fan letter than a love letter. Just her way of congratulating you." Tsunaki was too stunned to speak. "You got what you wanted," Ikizono said. "Revenge. Recognition. Now you can choose whoever you want. Wanted to go reject Hiroi for you this time?" Tsunaki stammered. "That's not why I did all this." Ikizono laughed. "Don't lie. I've known the truth all along." She began to walk away, but stopped. "Wait a few days before making any big decisions. You deserve that much. But next time, don't write a letter. Be a man. Show it." Then she turned to go. But this time he stopped her. In one swift move, he grabbed her and hugged her from behind. Ikizono froze, eyes wide, blushing furiously. "You idiot," she whispered. "You're going after the wrong person." But he didn't let go. He leaned in and whispered, "I'll only let go if you admit I'm cool." She gave a playful smirk. "Fine. One condition." She kissed him on the cheek. Then, with her voice soft but teasing, she said, "If you don't let go, how am I supposed to turn around and kiss you properly?" Somewhere nearby, a certain someone watched them. Completely forgotten, Ikizono turned back with a victorious smile, her eyes gleaming. And just like that, the story of rejection became something else entirely.